live.
Good afternoon. This is Andre Young. I'm one of the attorneys working with law firm mechanics, and I have the pleasure of being here today live with you all with Marko.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marko Skarica. I am a software developer over 20 years, and I work with law firms to help them automate processes and identify ways to improve different processes that you deal with on a daily basis. So, Andre, appreciate you being here with me. One of the things I want to ask you, for everyone out there is, as a attorney, as a law firm owner, like what are the different things from a collections process, right? Today we're talking about collections process and how you can do that, perform that process better. What do you, as a lawyer, experience when it comes to the collections process and trying to get paid?
I'm fortunate, Marco. Thank you for the question. Thank you for, like I said, having me here with you today. I'm fortunate I have a hybrid practice, so a lot of my practice is um, work that is flat fee, so I don't have to deal with a lot of collections. Usually they pay prior to me starting, or it's contingent, so I get paid once I do the work. But I do have quite a bit of commercial and real estate and business clients wherein I am sending out bills, and I think it's universal to all lawyers. You have some clients that are excellent; they pay on time. It's never a hassle, but you have others that it's just a constant struggle. And I'm not saying I'm not judging my clients, but it's not a priority for them. They don't pay attention to the emails. There's somebody in their office that's supposed to do it that doesn't, and so it's a hassle to chase down your money that you've already done the work for and are rightly entitled to. So it's a challenge
Yeah.
for, I would say, probably about 45% of my billable work.
And so when it comes down to those 45%
Mhm.
of billable work that you are chasing down, what's your typical process? Like, how are you doing it? Is it pretty manual? You got to call? Like, what's going on there?
It is very manual. It is sending an email, sending a reminder email. Usually we do two or three emails before we take the time to call. We don't want to seem like a collection agency. We want our clients to have a positive thought of us when they see our phone number come up. But unfortunately, at times it does require me to spend staff time that we should be doing on work to make more money, chasing after money that we've already made.
Yeah, definitely. And that's where kind of what we're talking about today, right? So when it comes to the collections process, right now for a lot of people, for a lot of law firms, it's real manual. You have a receptionist, or you have a paralegal, you have someone who is really going through and making those calls, trying to remember when to make the call, uh, what schedule to make it on, all those things. And so what we're talking about today is how can we make that better? How can we automate that process a little bit and really improve how we're collecting on those accounts receivables, right? And that's what I want to talk about today is using software to do those things. So, for example, there are different pieces of software that you can use. For example, Invoice Sherpa is one, Invoiced is another, and what they are is they allow you to create triggers and automate the sending of these messages at different intervals. So, for example, um, typically after a week, something it hasn't been paid, right? So you give them a call, like, hey, just give me a reminder, right? You just want to give them a gentle reminder that you haven't got paid yet. And then 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, you still haven't got paid. That
Mhm.
kind of gets a little more serious, right? Hey, still haven't got paid. Like, I'm going to start working on this at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so what the software allows you to do, Invoice Sherpa, Invoice, it allows you to automate sending those messages. So, hey, you know what? If this is 1 week overdue, let's send them a message with this tone, right? If it's 2 weeks overdue, let's send them a message with this different tone, like a little bit worded differently. It doesn't feel like you're getting the same message. Like
Okay.
the issue you have is, like, let's say QuickBooks, right? QuickBooks is a lot of people's accounting software, or whatever
That's
software you
fine.
have. What it provides you with is the ability to send a reminder. Like you say, hey, send a reminder after 3 days of it being overdue. But that's really the functionality of it. Like, that's where it kind of stops. Like, you just can send a reminder. What things like Invoice Sherpa and Invoice, what they do is they allow you to send customized reminders at customized intervals. You can change the tone of your wording. You can send the messages through not only email, but also through SMS. And you could even set certain triggers to say, hey, you know what? They still haven't paid. Let me create a task in my other system to have my person now call after we've already contacted them automatically 4 or 5 times, right?
Okay.
And so by doing that, by using software to automate that process, now you're freeing up your, one, there's no mistakes anymore, right? You're not relying on someone to find the time in their day, your employee to find the time in the day to do that, make those calls. Nobody really likes making calls, right? And so by automating that, you're able to get paid faster. You save time. It's been shown to actually improve your accounts receivable by 25% or better. So you get paid faster. You improves your cash flow. So
let me ask you this, Marko.
Yeah.
How labor intensive is it to set up these systems? I mean, I'm a very low tech practitioner. So is this something where I can have a staff person do? Am I going to need to hire someone like yourself or have my IT people do it? How labor intensive is it to set up any of these programs you mentioned?
A lot of programs, honestly, it depends on the time, right? So a lot of times for law firms, like you said, you say low, not high on, not used to using certain technology, right?
No.
But you hire the right people to do it. Now, let's say someone who is kind of technology savvy, we know people like that, and they're able to do it. At the end of the day, it factors into 2 different things. I think one is, do you want to spend the time to do it yourself, right? Would you want to take away 4 hours or 10 hours, whatever amount of hours that it would take you to set it up, and take that amount of time from yourself to do it, when you could be doing something that's more billable and you're making more money than what you're paying to get it set up, right? That's one piece.
The short answer is no. I mean, we talk as law firm mechanics. We want to always be using the best and highest use of our time. Obviously, that's not the best and highest use of my time. So, okay, thank you for answering that question.
And so all the software, the systems that we talk about that you can use, they can all be set up by yourself. You don't necessarily need someone to do it for you. It's just it comes down to a matter of time. Even maybe having a consultant that can tell you, like, hey, you know what, do this, and this. That way, now you're not spending the time trying to figure out what the best practices are or the best way to do it. Now, at least you cut your time in half, and you still do it yourself, and you still save some money. So there's different ways to go about it. At the end of the day, I think it's all about being as productive, as efficient as you can be. And that's why we use the software. We use it. We want to spend less time making calls trying to get paid. Try to automate some of that. You never completely automate anything. You're always going to need some human interaction, right? Somebody's always going to have to step in at some point. Okay. But let's step in at the end. Let's not step in every step of the way. Like, let's let something else just automatically take care of some of those steps, and then we step in when we need to. And that saves you up a whole lot of time.
I could not agree more. That sounds like something I need to talk with you about when we get off this live.
So definitely, I think that's really our time. So if anyone out there has any questions, if you could use help with how to automate your processes or how to run a better, a more efficient law firm in general, reach out to Law Firm Mechanics. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube now, and also all the social media handles are at Law Firm Mechanics, and also on the web at www.lawfirmmechanics.com. And if you'd like to learn more, click on the link in the description. That'll take you to a form where you can get some more information about your collections process and marketing and all those things.
All right. Thank you, Marko.
Hey, thank you, Andre. Talk to you next time.
All right. Talk soon.